Water is a huge challenge. Latest report that I saw, the local aquifer lost over a foot in level last year. The aquifer goes from Texas Panhandle through Kansas, Nebraska, eastern New Mexico, eastern Colorado. I mean, it's a huge aquifer, millions upon millions of gallons.
It's basically a savings account that we're drawing from, and we're not really putting much back into it. So it's only a matter of time until it gets exhausted.
We're in a desert, and we don't get hardly any help from Mother Nature. You got to figure it out with what resources we have, and that one resource that we need the most is dwindling. It's time to figure something out.
Cattle graze grass. Grass is a living thing. Grass has got to have water to survive. So the less water that we have, the less amount of food that we can produce.
They're trying to produce more feed on less water. They're trying to produce more pounds of beef on less grain, less resources. And in the end, it affects us at the grocery store as consumers. And if we're expected to feed the world, we have to find a solution. At the end of the day, limited water affects everybody.
Barenbrug was founded over 120 years ago. What makes Barenbrug unique is, from our inception, from our founder's vision, we are all about grass. Grass in itself is a very resilient plant, and grassland systems underpin some of the most biodiverse and some of the most productive environments in the world. What we're trying to do is leverage that and improve the genetics of that and deliver it to farmers so that they can improve their productivity and do their own part into contributing and improving the resiliency of our food systems.
I'm Mark Peabody. I'm the general manager at Curtis & Curtis Seed. We're based out of Clovis, New Mexico, and we service the Southwest United States. Curtis & Curtis Seed was established in 1956. We focus primarily on irrigated pastures, dryland pastures, reclamation of all different types, and the turf grasses as well. These grasses are utilized in areas that may not get any irrigation. They may be strictly reliant upon natural rainfall, and so they have to be drought tolerant. They have to be able to survive the harsh conditions.
One of the cool things about Barenbrug is we have teams on every continent in the world except for Antarctica. I was recently on a turfgrass tour with a gentleman from Holland and one from France that are part of Barenbrug. We're getting to bring ideas back and forth across the water to help each other out. I mean, there's cool stuff that we're doing in Africa that we use here now, and vice versa.
Over the last couple decades, we've partnered with Barenbrug. The relationship is one that we trust them to do the research and provide us with premier products, and we supply those products to the farmers on a day-to-day basis.
With the way seed has evolved over the years, these different varieties that we've been able to get our hands on and utilize help with the water scarcity issue because it's able to use less water per acre and able to allow the producers to produce more hay per acre and more beef per acre.
When you have water shortages, that means you're not able to produce the same amount of biomass from the same unit of land. And building that resiliency into the genotypes that these customers are growing will help bolster their production capacity and kind of give them an insurance of sorts to survive, if not thrive, in these environments. And in other cases, we're trying to even shift the production period. Some of the grasses we work with are summer dormant, which would mean you try to avoid the hottest and the most evaporatively demanding part of the growing season.
Barenbrug is truly an innovator in the industry between their technology, their testing, all of the things that they do over there in terms of production has truly been a blessing, I feel like, for us and for producers as a whole. So we've been able to really benefit from the relationship we have with Barenbrug.
My role as the research director is really to run the operations and oversee the overall functioning of our 113-acre farm, as well as the countrywide testing of all our experimental material. Initially, we have to select the right plants that are versatile and thrive in challenging environments. We put those together in crosses and develop experimental varieties that then go out to multiple different environments where they're evaluated for amount of yield and tonnage or biomass that they produce. And if you really want to get into the details of it takes approximately 15 to 17 years from the conception of an idea until we have that variety or technology available in a bag for our customers to use.
I'm Jeff Gazaway. I'm the Southern Sales Manager for Barenbrug USA. Without great distribution partners, you have no distribution. And you have to have good partners in that distribution level to be able to represent your products well and to know the areas that they serve, know the customers that they serve, to make sure that they're putting the right product in their hands.
I'm Steve Beatty. I'm the owner and the operator of Beatty Sales and Service Limited. And this is my son, Chris. We're right along the lines with a farmer. What he's doing is what we're doing. He's getting up early to go plant. We're getting up early to get him seed, He's staying late to keep on planting. We're staying late to get him seed.
We are Barenbrug's premier distributor in the Southwest U.S. And whenever they get these products that are available, they will supply us. From that point, we would take that seed, mainly produced in Oregon, bring it to Clovis, New Mexico, warehouse it, have it staged to where whenever the producer is ready to plant, we can get it to Steve Beatty. Beatty gets it to the end user on the day that they want to have their drill there ready to plant.
When we tell our customer that we source our seed from Curtis & Curtis, they've heard of Curtis & Curtis.
Yeah,
They've been there. They know they've been there 60 years. There's another trust factor that it carries our integrity on out.
Working with Curtis & Curtis, working with Mark, working with Sydney, they're go-getters. I mean, they work their tails off. And they're wonderful people. Steve has a lot of great relationships in the region. And when he sees a need, he's able to pull from his toolbox whatever tool fits that need. And we all come together to work towards the same goal.
We've been here since 1956, so we know the land, we know the area, and we know how harsh it can be, but also how beautiful and how abundant it can be. We want the best for each individual producer. When we look at the challenges that a producer faces, our team between Barenbrug, Curtis & Curtis Seed, and the Beattys provide solutions.
Wait, this is the toughest grass I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's insane what it does when it's got enough water. Pounds per acre. That's how we make money. It's pounds per acre. And Barenbrug, Steve and Chris, and the education that I've got from them helps me turn forage pounds into beef pounds quicker than I've seen done anywhere. About the worst gains I've had here is 1.7 pounds. Had one set of kids did 1.5 pounds, but when you tell a customer that they're gonna gain, a heifer will gain 1.7 pounds to over to 2+ pounds a day, they have a hard time believing that to be on straight grass, because typically a heifer or anything will only gain about 1.5 pounds a day on straight grass. And on this grass, they'll always average about 2 pounds a day. My name's Cotton Leathers. I've worked for the 4.6s for 24 years, and I manage the Frisco Creek division for the ranch. The relationship with the Beattys and Barenbrug, it has been a blessing to me because it's just added to my education in and cattle and healthy cattle and what you can get out of your forage.
The neighbors are seeing what's going on across the fence, and it gets their curiosity up. Those are the guys that are calling. You know, they want one circle, so we supply them with one circle, and they have success. And guess what? The neighbor on the other side sees the same thing. He's got 2 neighbors now doing well with it, and just that in itself is really gratifying to me. Is you give them this possibility of, hey, you can have more cattle now, which is what's making the money with that same kind of water, and it's pretty exciting. I mean, they get excited and we get excited, and it's a pretty good deal right now.
And this has happened multiples and multiples of times. They start with 1 circle. Matter of fact, 4/6s, we started with 2 circles of grass, and now we've got 7. And they originally were going to put like 20 quarters into grass in order to do what they thought their vision was going to be. And we found out in only 7 circles we could do what they originally thought they were going to do was 20.
We had a gentleman here in the Texas Panhandle that was looking to solve a certain forage situation that he had, and they talked him into planting our Mojo crabgrass. And we got pictures back from the gentleman later that year of his grass going, what do I do with it now? I've got so much. To see the excitement that he had was like, this is incredible. I've never produced this much hay.
It's a lot of fun to go back onto a farm 3 years later or 5 years later and look at the challenges that we had, but see the results that we provided and see how it changes their life and their farm on a day-to-day basis.
Reports that we get back from the 4/6s and producers like them, that's what's important to us. It's important that our products work as a solution.
Our country and the world is always changing. There's always newer technology, and some of it's good, some of it's not. But as soon as you get stuck in a cookie cutter type situation to where this is how we operate, this is how we do business, this is what we do, then you're going to find yourself breaking even at best.
When producers face these challenges, they have to make a pivotal decision on their farm, on where they're going next and how they can change to be relevant in the years to come. And providing drought-tolerant grasses and native grasses is a key step in that role. It's a decision that we're going to change the world moving forward, one day at a time.
You've got multiple generations that have worked the farm. Each one of them is a custodian passing it off to the next generation. And when they embrace our products and our technologies and are willing to let us be partners in that, I think it's the ultimate vote of confidence, and it's something I cherish in my profession. I would like to believe that I'm doing my own part into improving the betterment of humanity, contributing to our food system and really the resilience of our production systems.
Leaving the land better than we found it is more than just a philosophy for us. It's been a practice since the start of this company. It's something that we cherish, and it's really trying to tailor those aspects to help leave the land better for future generations to come.
What's really enjoyable getting to work with the ag producers is it's my way of giving back, and it's really impacting the whole world. And that's kind of cool to think about. And when you get to be a little piece of that, everyone talks about leaving it better for the next generation. How for the next 50 generations? Think about that. That's huge. And that's cool to be a part of. It really is.